We are living in very interesting times in the world. Everybody is chasing love, but through social media. Everybody is chasing likes, comments, views, reassurance from the world that doesn't even actually exist. But you know, the way I look at chasing love, or let's rather say cultivating love, is it's slightly different. So if you would like to deepen love in your life and if you would like to free yourself from that overthinking trap, then this video is absolutely for you. In this video, I'm going to teach you all about the overthinking trap and how abandonment issues manifests in your life so that you can feel understood in this highly misunderstood, highly neglected world, so that you can be fearless and powerful and truly have that emotional freedom. So if you also want emotional freedom, type I want EF in the comments below, wherever you're watching, whether on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever. And I'm going to dive deep into three areas in this video: the core elements, 12 signs of manifestations of abandonment in your life, and I'll be giving you three clear actions that you can take. So, hello, my name is Malvika Nim. I'm the founder of Emotional Geniuses Club. It's an aspiring, vibrant community of millennials who like to live a life of freedom, who like to live a life full of power, and would like to transform the world with their love and light. So, let's directly get into the contents of it. Let me show you my screen. Yes, perfect. So we'll be going into these three areas: the core elements, manifestations. Basically, I'll be giving you 12 signs in which it manifests in your life, and I'll be giving you three actions. So let's directly get into the core elements. The first thing that I want you to understand is that there are many types of abandonments that you can observe in your life. And personally, in my experience, I have realized and I have learned that if somebody has one of these four, they naturally have the other ones as well, because the root starts from a point, but it also has branches. So there's always that feeling that you may have one or many of these core elements when it comes to the kind of abandonment you can have. So there's called childhood abandonment, one is social abandonment, one is self abandonment, and the fourth one is relationship abandonment. What exactly do we mean by childhood abandonment? So, in childhood abandonment, um, it's somewhere basically the caregivers, the guardians, our parents, our elder siblings, or whoever we look up to, any form of neglect that we have experienced growing up. It could be even from the age of 2 as well, because even if we cannot understand things, but we have senses, and senses grabs information and stores informations, and the mind is constantly working. So it's always storing these informations. And the core aspects of childhood abandonment is that the most primary members, the most primary caregivers that we have as childs, unintentionally, intentionally might have felt left us feeling neglected, left us feeling separated. They might have to go to a different city for work, they might have to be at work and not uh, be around us growing up. So there's a form of separation that we experience. And in times of need, it could be as simple as that we as a child would want to play, but we were said no, and that can somehow, our brain, our minds can perceive it as that they are not supportive. So childhood abandonment can look like neglect, separation, and unsupported behavior by any primary caregiver. Social abandonment can look like getting bullied in school, feeling excluded, you being not excluded in plans, um, your friends backstabbing you, a sense of betrayal is formed in some way or the other. Then comes self abandonment. Self abandonment is something, uh, it shows up in ways that we keep neglecting our own personal needs, we keep suppressing our emotions, we stop expressing stuff because we feel that it's absolutely useless to express stuff because nobody understands me, nobody cares for me. And that's what self abandonment looks like. Most of us in the present times are having this self abandonment. I'm sure if I sit with you right now and talk to you and ask questions, I'm sure this is very likely to come up. especially if you're an overthinker. People pleasing is one of the most, what do I call it? Trending thing, because everybody is liking pictures, reels, stories, they're reacting on posts. They always want to please the other person because they want to be pleased as well. So there is a very complicated um, thought process that is there when it comes to self abandonment. Then the fourth one is relationship abandonment, as in if you've been cheated on, if you have experienced your significant other lying to you, being dishonest to you, or um, if they are very emotionally distant, and there is uh, it creates difficulty in the sense of having intimacy, being able to be vulnerable, and or even sometimes in scenarios when they just leave you without even confronting, without even giving you a closure, and you're just you're just waiting for them to that give you a clear cut thing that why did they actually leave, and you keep on going in a loop with different assumptions, and you keep on jumping to conclusions without actually communicating and confronting. So these are the core elements of abandonments that can show up in the life of an overthinker. If you're an overthinker, it's very likely that you have experienced some form of abandonment out of these. Comment down below which do you relate with more. If all of them, I'm sure I can help you. Let's get into the 12 ways that abandonment issues can manifest in your life. Okay, so the first one is it can manifest as excessive detachment. So when I say excessive detachment, um, it can look like you're pushing people away. You're constantly pushing people away. It's like people are coming towards you, people are getting to know you, being friendly with you. But the moment you realize that some form of connection is building, you push people away. If you see this happening in your life, if this is a core habit of you, it's very likely that you have some form of abandonment issues, triggers within you, and you're not even aware of. So um, check if you have these signs, and let's see the next one. The next one is clinginess. Clinginess can be, so it's attachment. Excessive detachment is one thing. There is that you push people away. You are not bothered. You pretend that you're not bothered because that's how the mechanism works. You keep pushing people away. And the opposite of is being extremely excessively clingy. Like you're always on call, you're always on text, you always want to know where that person is, you always want to be informed, you always want to be included, you just want to hang around the neck of the person. And this is very likely that you don't want to be left alone. You don't want to feel separated. You don't want to feel that there is a distance, because there is a very strong core abandonment trigger hurt inside you that is sitting for quite a long time. Then third sign is fear of rejection, where if people don't agree with you, if people are disagreeing with you, if people disapprove you of something or say anything that mismatches your alignment, that is perceived as fear of rejection. So whenever you feel a disagreement or a conflict or somebody who is not agreeing to what you're saying, and it puts you in a very distressed situation, then it's very likely that you are experiencing abandonment issues growing up. Then is having overly sensitive reactions and responses to criticism. So if you don't take criticism well, if you don't take feedbacks well, if you don't understand and believe constructed feedbacks, then this is a sign that you could be having abandonment issues. The fifth sign is feelings of unworthiness. So it could be related to your the way you look, it could be related to what you do, it could be related to how you work, eat, behave, anything. So if you feel that when you look at yourself and you feel that this part of you is not good enough, maybe you feel ugly, or maybe you don't like your arms, maybe you don't like your um uh, like the way you dress, maybe you don't like the way your lifestyle looks like, basically anything that gives a statement that I am not good because this, I am not good enough. So this feeling unworthy is a sign of abandonment. Having doubts about yourself, you feel guilty of things, you feel that you have wronged somebody, you feel that you have done something wrong, you continuously feel that um, you keep doubting your potential, you lower your standards to so much that it it comes up in a way that you are way off your alignment, you are way off. Like for example, if a if a 6 feet girl is dating a 4 feet 5 feet guy, uh, based on what we have been fed, based on the generic norms of the society, Western and Desi, it's very likely that the girl has very low standards because she believes that she does not deserve the best. So, lowering standards, having low self esteem is a sign as well. Then, the seventh signs that you have to be watchful for is having trust issues. If you don't know how to judge people, if you don't know, if you don't know how to understand anybody's intention, anybody's behavior, if they're good for you, if they're not, then probably you have trust issues. You can't believe what people are saying. You can't judge situations. This is one of the signs that you need to look for. If you excessively need to control things, then that is a sign as well. You like predictable things. You like you want people to behave in a certain way, and if they don't behave in a certain way, it throws you off. It gives you anxiety. It makes you feel worried. It puts you in a state of constant anger and agitation and aggressiveness. So you really need, there's this deep desire of controlling the situation, that this should be done in a specific way only, not just in the way it is supposed to be organized, but to sum it up, if you don't like changes. So this is a sign. If you don't like changes, if you constantly run away from changes, that changes should not happen, things should be in the same way, then this is a sign that you need to look for. If you have experienced this urge of seeking constant validation, and in this era, everybody is seeking constant validation from social media in the form of likes, comments, views, reactions, heart reactions, approval of laughing at the same reel, same meme, and especially approvals from peers, that it can be as simple as that I'm going here, this is my plan, and if your peers say no, it will wreck your life. And you have this deep desire that your best friend, your colleague, your sibling, your parent, your partner should say yes to it, should be in the same level, should match what you're doing. So there's constant validation that you are doing the right part, you are doing perfectly fine. Then the 10th sign you need to be watchful for is that if you have difficulty letting go can be if you can't forgive yourself for doing something, if you can't accept mistakes, if you can't move on from breakups, if you're stuck in toxic relationships, if you're stuck in toxic environments and you can't put full stops, you can't do closures, you can't um, put your boundaries, and especially if you're still connected with exes, even if in good terms. Unpopular opinion, even if you are in contact on good terms with your ex, there is a slight chance that this is happening because you have this abandonment issue triggered deep inside you, and you don't want things to completely cut off. I am saying this because I had this and I am aware of it and I worked on it and I'm free from it. The 11th sign is avoiding relationships. So there's a very common thing that a lot of people do, especially this current generation, is they pull and push. They will attract someone, they will flirt around, they will feel something, they will enjoy the tension, they will enjoy whatever that's sizzling between them, and then they will pull away. So they pull the person there, and once they reach a point that it's turning into something serious, it's turning into something substantial, they push them away. They don't believe in serious relationships. Whenever things start getting serious, they kind of back off. They like to have casual flings in relationships, so they avoid relationships. The last sign that you need to look for is self sabotage. If you are constantly doing things and in Hindi we say पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी मार रहे हो, then that is one of the biggest signs that you have abandonment issues. It's manifesting in your life in the way of sabotaging yourself. So, in what do I say? So, if like how I said, pull and push in a relationship. So, similarly, self sabotage is you get closer to somebody, and the moment you realize that it can lead to something, you distance yourself because you want to sabotage. Whenever things are going smooth, you want a conflict, you would want drama, you would want to create a scenario that things go off, and it's very difficult for you to ask for help. You want to be hyper independent, that you don't rely on anybody. So these are the 12 signs that you really need to look for, um, that these are the 12 ways it abandonment issues manifest in our life, and this is what you need to be watchful for. Then this is the entire list of 12 ways of manifestation of abandonment in an overthinker's life, and how their life becomes caged and suffocating for them. You can take a snapshot of the screen if you want. Go back and pause it and take a screenshot. It will really help you to reflect on yourself. It will really help you to um, talk it out with a friend you would like to talk about this, and it will really help you to understand yourself, to understand anybody who has these tendencies of overthinking, and it can really change things for them as well as for you. So if you find this useful, type super useful in the comments. If you're able to find these signs being part of your life, then you learned a lot about yourself today. And you know what? Being aware of this is the first step to being emotionally free. So, those of you who are able to resonate with this, I have a couple of gifts for you and one clear action that I want to give you. The first gift I have for you is wait a second, let me show you. It will be easier if I show you. So, let me show you. So, the actions that I want you to take, I have three gifts. The first gift is the rejection recovery blueprint. I have the first gift I have for you is this course. I have created this. It's actually worth 5999, but I'm going to give this for free because you have watched the video till the end. Just go to the first link in the description of this video. That's my first gift for you. The second gift is the access to my free webinar, which is emotional freedom webinars that I do. Um, and I want to invite you to my free webinar if you'd like to learn more, and if you'd like to learn more about exactly how I achieved emotional freedom from my 20 plus years of painful past. You'd really like this. It's a 90-minute webinar. Go to the second link and register for this. And the third action that I have for you is uh, which is that whoever's watching this on YouTube, let's say you don't want this course, let's say you don't want this webinar and directly want to join my community straight away from the video, just go to the third link, go to this link, get on board, and I have a special offer that's going on right now. Apply that discount code and complete the transaction and get into the community and experience the magic of self-love and healing, and start your freedom journey today. So here are the three action steps. uh, I just want to tell you that thank you so much for watching this video till this point, because the fact that you're watching till here means that you are serious in finding your power back, and achieve you seriously want to achieve that emotional security, emotional stability, that to have an emotional space within yourself. And I'll be more than happy to help you achieve those results much faster. So what I'm able to see in the vision into the future is that if I can inspire a million people, achieve emotional security, and have fulfilling relationships, and have a life of freedom, and to live like that in the next 10 years, we'll have at least a billion people whose lives are transformed, and it will get passed on to the generations to come, and eventually that's what's going to change the education system, which barely takes in consideration teaching us how to deal with emotions and how to deal with real life. Mental skills are good, memory skills are good, but the real life starts when we are out there in the world and we are experiencing world which is not so sweet to us, which is not so kind to us, when we deal with a lot of stuff, but we are not exactly taught how to. So if you resonate with this vision, I want to welcome you to our community, and I will see you in the members area. uh, See you soon there. Thanks for watching.